Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am PANCZASU, the mighty mix spammer, back in action with endless space. Now I do have some things to say. First of all, I'm starving, so there's no way this is going to be a very long videocast. At most half an hour, but probably not less. Now that's the first thing out of the way. Secondly, I did already make this cast. I mean, not precisely this one, but one starting from here. As you can clearly see, when I go to, for example, load game, and when it loads all of my games, which takes a while, come on, there is the save that we are playing right now, and there is the newest one. As you can clearly see, there is a difference in time. Why did I do so? Was the last cast bad? Nah, it was nice, it was decent. Was the last cast, I don't know. Did I lose? Not really, quite the opposite. Why did I restart the cast then? Well, mostly because the other one was too short. I was really in a hurry trying to get out of my house, and thus the cast was rather short, and it felt really rushed. Maybe it was its best thing about this cast, maybe, I don't know. I want to make another one though, and see how this one turns out to be. And then I'll have to pick and choose which one I upload. Yay! Anyway, meanwhile, I did unlock a lot of technologies. This too, you remember that I just got to get rid of them per se. I did get my atomic substrates, which is very nice, giving me access to 3D replication plants, and discovered some orchilachix for me, which I do have access to. Only a single unit of it, but that's enough for me. It is very good because orchilachix, or however you're supposed to call it, is maybe it's not a very high-tech resource. I mean, you can get it relatively early on. However, it is required for a lot of high-tech stuff, so it is always nice to get one. Right, now I have Master of Celestial Bodies because apparently I colonized, oh yes, I colonized a gas giant. And now I can show you what does Stellar Border do. As you can clearly see, it gives me a lot of happiness on the entire system and this planet, which basically just sums up and is an incredible amount of happiness. It also increases my dust income by a lot, which I'm not overly satisfied with per se, because as you can clearly see, this system is going to excel at science production and partially on industry production because of the lava. Not so much on the dust production, unfortunately. It does have Antonov rings, which is kinda nice, but still, I mean, don't get me wrong, this is a nice wonder and I will never have to worry about the approval of the system. I just wish for more. However, the good side is that it only requires orchilachix, which I just got, and Ciderette, which is relatively easy to access. As you can clearly see, I can just get it right over there. Am I recording, by the way? I am indeed, that's nice. Righty now. I did discover an empty moon and my hero can level up, and I'm just gonna give him Negotiator 2 to get this amazing Industry Academic Partnerships ability, which is very nice indeed. And in terms of production, I did kinda queue everything up off camera. Did I set an explanation for this plant though? I did not, so I'm gonna do so right now. This plant does need hyperscale farming. Anything else that I might have forgot? I do not think there is. However, there is something rather interesting that I want to show you. As you can clearly see, ITA is right now creating the War Game Center. You might be thinking, hold on a second, why are those two cute little twin sisters that murder people at night going to make some ships for you, Pancake? They are not the most productive system or anything. Well, they kinda are! I mean, seriously, they are the second most productive system and they do not even have a hero. I wonder what would happen if I were to move my hero from my main system to this system. Maybe, actually, how much does my hero give? How much industry does my hero give? That's 28, that's another 17, so that's like 47, and plus 15, so that's 57, that's 60 something. And actually, yeah, it turns out if I had to move my hero from my main system to ITA, it would be the most productive system, industry-wise, on my entire empire. Wow, I did not see this one coming, not one bit. I mean before, now I did because I already played this through, so I know this is going to happen, and I was able to queue up the War Game Center early. Still, very nicely surprised, and you know what this means? I'm going to move my hero from Onder into ITA. Reason why I'm not moving my main hero is because later on I have no doubt that Spark will be more productive because it has 4 planets in the end. One of them is jungle, which is... well, the cute sisters also have a jungle, but... oh, that's a bug. Kinda cute looking, but a bug nevertheless. But what is important is that it also has a large asteroid belt, which is quite productive thing indeed. Desert it can also be quite productive, and overall I believe Spark is going to be better production wise than anything else. Now let me create some fleets and send them all in the general direction of this area. Now what I'm going to do is, well, I discovered Gemini with its amazing 10 dust. Yeah! This is a great exploration event if you find it within like first 5 turns in the game, then you stop caring, like literally. Have a look at my dust. I'm not gonna complain, but it's just kind of pointless thingy. Now, because I played through this area, this doesn't make any sense, whatever, I know that this is the last system in this direction, so I have to go over there. But I also know that there are parts coming from this white dwarf into this red supergiant, so I also know, to make it even more, that there's only a single, maybe 2, I don't remember, pirate ships going this way, so they are easy to deal with. So I'm going to retreat my main fleet over this way and send my 2 freedom fighters in the general direction of Gemini. And there should be way more than enough to capture it. Now my expansion ship is going to colonize Kretz-3. I mean, when you look at those 2 planets, Tiny Terran and Small Arid, and consider that one has mutated flora as well, then they are really more or less identical in terms of production of pretty much everything. I mean, Tiny Terran does have less production. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? But I'm gonna colonize Tiny Terran anyway, because I like Terran planets. I'm living on one as it turns out, so yeah, I'm kinda biased. Alrighty, Hyperscape Farms, I'm not going to speed this upgrade up. I did speed some upgrades on Hecadol, so it already has Planetary Institute and Hyperscape Farms, which resulted in me getting extra population within a single turn. That is quite nice. But in this system doesn't really need it, in my opinion. I have a little bit more of time, and it only has 3 planets, so... oh, and then again with this bug. That's not a big problem, it kinda looks cute, I have to admit. So what do we want? More food and more industry as usual. So that's good enough. And it's really cheap. But no, spending lots of money on really cheap things over and over again is going to make you broke at some point. Now then, let's keep moving our flotillas in the general direction of Kretz. This is going to be our assembly point, and more importantly, this is going to be the place where cool stuff happens. Oh, am I spoiling? I am a little bit, am I not? Well, let's just say something interesting is going to happen relatively quickly. But before this is the case, I want to show something to you, which may or may not be related. Actually, I have no idea, I didn't check that one before. But I did discover something. When you look at the attitude he show, well, their attitude is growing, which is very nice. Right now there are a couple of things that make this happen. I mean, +3 due to cooperation agreement treaty, +11 to current exchanges, which is the same thing more or less, +10 to long-term peaceful status, because I'm not stupid enough to attack them just yet. And +16 due to an ongoing war with another faction. This is what caught my attention. Who are they fighting against? Because it was obvious that they are fighting against somebody, otherwise there's no way they would have such a high score. Hisho, however, excel at gaining very nice feed production when they kill things. So they obviously were fighting with somebody, and this is a confirmation. Who are they fighting against though? I do not know. I honestly did not, and I'm very interested. I just hope they're not fighting pilgrims, because pilgrims are my prey, and if they are, I will have to do the less optimal thing and attack the Hisho. Which I would rather not do, to be quite honest. I do kinda consider backstabbing them at some point, because right now they're the most powerful player in the galaxy, and having alliance with them would potentially be kinda lame. But you know how it is. I also want to win at endless difficulty. So yeah, you will see how this goes, and where this goes. Now, Ita DSL, or Darlings, more rather. more likely. You please make me a bunch of freedom fighters, and by a bunch I mean that's more than enough. And then make me some science. Also, I need to increase my tax rate. I cannot get it to 40%, but 35 is good enough by my standards, to be quite frankly honest. And what do I do? What do I need to do now? Nothing, as it turns out. I have a bunch of... Oh! Where did this guy come from? He wasn't here before. Well, apparently within just this single test, something's changed, because there were no pirates right over here. I mean, they were much weaker though. There were no 6 ships. However, if they're the same design as last time, I'll be able to completely own them. Even with this, maybe a single ship will not be enough. But other than that, it's not a big problem. Now, since we wait for the 10 to end, how about I talk about some off-topic stuff, as usual. As usual, not usually. So, for example, let's pick a topic that would be K-pop again, but I'm not gonna talk about Sunshine just yet. Instead, I'm gonna talk a little bit about SHINee and BAP. Now, SHINee and BAP are both boy K-pop bands, and they both recently had their comeback. SHINee with Dream Girl and BAP with One Shot. And although I am a big fan of both of these, and I do prefer SHINee. Wow, even more pirates? This is surprising. But as I was trying to say, I do prefer SHINee over BAP. I think they're better. But yeah, you can see what is about to happen. But what I'm trying to say is, well, comeback-wise, I have to admit, BAP really did a better job. TS Entertainment is a curious company recently, because the most recent music videos, not the older ones, but the most recent of BAP and Secret, which I'm also a big fan of, are less of music videos where people dance and sing, and more of very short movies. An interesting approach, which I'm okay with. It is interesting to watch and kinda cool. Although it turned out to be very long as a result of it, and they had to put in some extra music to just not make it boring or anything, I guess. This needs that, and why not give them also that, and that's about it. Now, what it turned out to be is that Dream Girl, I have no problems with Dream Girl. It is kinda catchy, it is nice, and so on and so forth. But, you know, I love SHINee because of their energy, amazing dance, and great singing voice. Onyu, I'm most jealous of Onyu. I wish I had a voice like him. I'll put it out there right now. It's not an anger jealousy. I kinda admire this guy just because of his voice. I mean, he's got an amazing voice. But BAP, I also always liked. Their previous 2 comebacks also were not so great because they tried to go for this more melodic, calm, maybe not calm, but melodic comeback theme and stuff like that. When, in fact, in my opinion, this... Let's go into battle. Yes, they are sowers. I'm going to talk a little bit about them later. But BAP excels at very powerful gangsta concepts. So their Power music video or their Warrior... Oh, I loved Warrior. But the recent One Shot is yet another proof that they excel at this. And thus, I believe that their most recent comeback... is better than SHINee one. Now, I'm going to spam Barry in this battle, even though I want to clarify this. I do prefer SHINee, keep this in mind, and Lucifer is really hard to beat. It's one of the better K-pop songs like ever, and music videos. Right now, let's go back into game. As you can clearly see, we have the Scarlet Sowers, and we start our... how do we call it? And we introduce each other by trying to kill our scouting ships, per se. This is not a big fleet that they decided to put against me, but I guess those were just here for scouting purposes and whatnots. Now, there is a problem, however. Those guys are hacking. Like, almost literally. Look, have a look. I keep counting the shot second because I knew they're going to spam this. So it doesn't work, right? And yet, every single one of my missiles miss. Everyone! Everyone! Now, the few of them that are potentially going to hit are going to deal no damage because those ships also have a little bit of flag defense, but still, if we were to look at the enemy ships, which we are not because of the camera, then you would clearly see that I am missing almost every missile, if not just every missile. Well, I would like to point out I have a spray and pray trait, but I only have 1 point of it, which means that I have 5% less accurate ships. Not 100% less. And okay, stay at this angle camera. No, 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 no. And yep, everything missed. Everything missed. How often does that happen? Never. Except now. If this ain't hacks, then I don't know what is. So whereas you hacks and little bastards, this is your fate. You just now announced that you are going to die. I would kill them anyway, but this is just like, seriously. I mean, I did hit with some of the missiles, I guess, in the long range phase, maybe, but I didn't hit them as in deal some damage, although apparently I did deal some damage, but most of it was, you know, countered by flak defense. Now, I know I encountered Sowers. Now, are they the ones who are fighting against Hisho? No, they did not even discover each other. That's good to know. Alrighty then. My dear main fleet, how about we have some fun? Yeah, was that creepy? I think it was just retarded rather than creepy. Oh well, I was trying my best. At being creepy, not retarded. Right, Maker expanded into huge lava, so please cast a Shattered Crust and get rid of and start exploiting this area because we like to exploit stuff and anything else production wise that I need to take care of. Yes, indeed, Miza, as I can see, instead of going for end of frame sectors, which I did go for previously, but now I decided I disagreed with my previous self because think about it. Now, yes, this planet has smaller approval, although it's still ecstatic for whatever reason. Why is that? No idea. Apparently, people... Oh, yes, and an instance really gives you a lot of happiness. But PANCZASU should counter that. Apparently, no, it doesn't give you any unhappiness. So, okay, it was a really nice decision I made right there, right now, because now I have access to add an instance. This increases my invasion and empire, and guess what is about to happen? That's right, invasion is about to happen. So it's good to know that... No, go get back here. I'm trying to queue things up. PANCZASU syndrome, yeah, you go somewhere right. Well, I do need the money and like the money. What to do? What to care? Let's leave it like that, whatever. It isn't the most crucial system overall. I should probably leave the removal of PANCZASU syndrome for later, but it's not a big problem at all. Now the system approval has jumped to 0 yet again. I'm pretty sure now that this is because it turned into a colony. I still don't know what is exactly causing it, and I would like to, but you know, you cannot have everything. Unless one of you tell me, which would be really kind of amazing, and I would appreciate it. Now I'm losing this, but by just making this little change right over here, I can stop this from happening. Actually, I cannot, because I would rather have those people ecstatic. So I'll do something like this, and you yourself, you give me some dust. I do gain a little bit of research this way, but I like having my overall approval at fervent, and because this gives me plus 10% to everything, including science. While Bushido bonus, although nice, first of all I need to get it by capturing something, secondly it increases your feed, not fits, so it doesn't give you any bonus to science. Now, I believe everything that I had to do this turn was indeed done. You just have to making your way towards this red supergiant, and wait, yeah, it is doing things. All right, and there isn't really much for me to do. I could sign another agreement with Hisho just to make sure they do not kill me. I could create alliance, but I would have to bribe them with like a lot of stuff. Could I make this right now? No, unless I were to give them some science, then yes I could, but I do not want to. I would rather backstab them at some point. What I can do is open board. No, at least... You know what? Why I do not want this to happen? Because right now I am making them unable to go in this general area. So if they want to attack me in the future, they'll have a harder time. They cannot sign any agreements with Sowers or whoever is in this general area. Although I have a feeling that if there's somebody over here, they are killing him right now. It is very probable. Because they are at war with somebody, and this somebody ain't here. There's no way. So, you know how it goes. Now, I am now definitely ready to proceed with my next 10. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. And drink some more juice as well. Tasty. Alright then. Now that we got this out of the way, I can... Oh, come on. I believe we all agree that we can put this on auto because there is no way those guys are going to be afraid in a million years. Especially if they just counter them with barriers. Now, because keep in mind, when I counter people with barriers get even stronger and they have extra power and yada yada da. I lost no HP. However, the pirates, yeah, they are also not worthy of anything. I can look at that. Kinetics and that's it, and nothing else. I can just kill them outright with a magnetic field and then repair any damage I could sustain. I'm not going to sustain any, but you know, better safe than sorry. Now, also something that I wanted to just mention that is also off topic is that I just recently had a little nap when in fact I was supposed to work, as it usually turns out to be, and this nap actually turned out to last for 4 hours, which is a little bit too long if anyone asks me. Now, hold on a second, tolerance you are gone. I'm going to merge. What is that? Why can't I merge you? Oh, because it's a rather big fleet, huh? Well, okay then, I'm gonna tell you to go away, and then I'm gonna merge you guys. Which means that, unfortunately, I will have to walk quite a bit tonight, when I usually would sleep. Which is difficult, but you know how it goes. I am a soul and I have a simple solution for almost everything. So what I'm going to do is, at night, when I try to walk and fight with the sleepiness and dizziness and all this nasty stuff, what I'm going to do is play a mix of singing ballads and stuff like that, more like of a calmer songs for Sonia Shide from Sonia Shide, also known as Gas Generation. And this is going to keep me going for as long as I need to. I have done this before and it works wonders, because I'm not the kind of guy who sleeps with music turned on. I'm really not. So that's one thing, I will not fall asleep when there's music on. Sometimes I will, but usually I will not. And when there's Sonia Shide, I'm just like, and I am able to do whatever I want to. Now then, however, let's get back to business and kill some of those nasty souls who try to stay alive for a little bit too long, if anybody asks me. Start off with barrier and then proceed with non-resistance, because there's no way they can do anything to me. Now they say, oh, they actually went for non-resistance. How unexpected, how useless, since they had no damage to repair, I don't think so at least, and they are indeed about to get completely stomped. So what I'm going to do is go right over there, and then I should have a bad camera angle. Yay! Well, it didn't look that bad, and explosions, yeah, this is nice. I only regret the fact that I did not make a screenshot of it, because it looked kinda nice, and when I have those exploding screenshots on my Steam library for endless space, then it really makes me like go, yeah. With this exact creepy voice, so just FYI, this is a pretty cool thing to do. Now, what I'm going to do, obviously, is capture the system. Unfortunately, it is going to take me 4 turns, as it always happens with any system you want to capture, unless it has been captured before. By which I mean somebody tried to capture it. What I'm also going to do is split the make various ships. One goes to Ammo. No, there's a pirate right there! No! Colonels, no, you can OMG, I forgot! Last time there were no pirates, now there are, and I lost a ship. Me angry. What do they have at least? Beans, that's not very nice. Well, the other baby ship is going to Gemini. And I will need another one after that because, yep, I lost a population mark right there. Never cool. Never cool. What I can do is, however, send some more freedom ships in this general direction. Yes, I wanted you to go this way, thank you. Almost made it. So, you know what? Udir says you would do a decent job in capturing the system, but I need you to get rid of those pirates! Die! What? Oh, yeah, I cannot attack because I already attacked somebody this time. Never mind! But what I can do is make another mech baby ship on spawn. I said another mech baby ship, please. Thank you. This is most annoying, but, well, I made a mistake, I made an error, and there isn't much I can do to undo it. Unless I were to cheat and load a recent save, but that's not how I do things. Not usually, at least. You have seen me do it before. Sorry for that cough. Now then, I'm still starving, but I can't... Huh? Really? Whoa! Ho! Okay, this is a nice system. Colonized, no doubt. This system might be even better, but it ain't worth the risk. 2 huge lavas with metallic ground on top of that. Actually, what was the last time I've seen metallic ground? I don't remember. Let's read. Almost debt-free, the hard, gleaming surface of this planet makes agriculture difficult and potentially poisonous. The ease with which rare materials can be recovered, however, is a great advantage. Exactly my thoughts. Hollow planets are as well in here, strange fossils, which is great. Wow, this is a nice system. Yes, please colonize. Maybe not metallic. Yeah, I need more food early on. So, hollow planet also... No, hollow planet, small arid is the one I'm going to colonize. Yes, come on baby, colonize. Come on baby, yeah, there we go, colonize. And I'm going to speed this up because this system is going to be, quite frankly, amazing. Speed this up, speed even more of this stuffs up. Go for this, go for that, and make me a wonderful system. Also, make me some more baby ships. Adana, dear sir, you are almost maxed out, aren't you? Yes, you are. So it means I can... Actually, Yena is almost maxed out as well, but it doesn't need as much population as the other system does. So let me make some baby ships, and also... And actually, let's leave it at that. What Adana is going to do, however, is get me some of the charity ships, aka a single one. It is going to go right over there. This called exploration event. Die because of the pirates. I have no doubt there are pirates right over there. But if there are not, I may be able to find pilgrims yet, which would be great. Also, Ita is ready with even more of the freedom fighters. Very, very nice. Now I should have quite a sizable amount of military, which is nice to everybody involved, at least to me, which is good enough for me. Now, Yudir says, well, you do not need to stay here any longer, so you go in this general direction. And you... Actually, I did not even finish my turn yet. Okay then, I guess I can do so now. Although, I do need to end this videocast in relatively close future. I do not need to do it, let's be honest. But I want to, because I want to eat! As simple as that. But before this happens, I'll, I guess, play one more turn. What I'm also going to do is... I really don't need atmospheric engineering. I do not. What I would rather have is... Yeah, what would I rather have? Better lasers to install my ships? Maybe, maybe not. Because, yeah, I would have to wait again. Vacation-oriented society, it is nice in the future now, not so much. So what I wanna get is... Tectonic engineering? I wouldn't have much of a user just yet. I would in the future. Let's start with infinite variable computing because it is very nice, and then I will make a decision. I mean, you can hardly go wrong when going for infinite variable computing because it gives you access to predictive logistics, and this is, yeah, really, really nice upgrade. Let me end the turn and drink some milk juice because hey, why not? Alright, so one of my heroes leveled up and... Oh, shut up, pirates! I would attack you myself in a moment. Now, Sowers, I would want to give him more director. To give him access to efficient schooling, obviously. What is that? There are practical reasons to hide when greater glory is not possible. They want Hyperium from me for nothing. I have abundance of Hyperium and I will still have it when I do this, except I would rather have them as my, maybe not allies, but not as my enemies just yet. I mean, it's pretty obvious as to why. Also, well, actually, maybe they did not have Hyperium before, that's why they asked for it. Let's have a quick look. Where are they at? Their strategic resources. Yeah, they had no Hyperium! Wow! Maybe I should not have given this to them, because now they can make more powerful ships. Oh well, it's not a big deal, really. and they would get it off somebody else anyway, and this way they will like me more. Now then, let us engage in a battle against pirates, and I think this is actually going... No, let's not end the cast just yet. I'm trying to resist myself because, as I said, the reason why I did not publish the last one is because it was a little bit too short. I mean, under 20 minutes is nothing too amazing, especially with my amount of off-topic talk, which I do all the time. Which I like doing, and I will keep doing so, but yeah. Okay, they have beams, which means I'm kinda scared, so what I'm going to go for is illusion, which costs nothing. Why does it cost nothing? I do not... Oh, because I have this hero ability that decreases the cost of my abilities. That's right. So, I'll see how well illusion works. They don't fall on repair systems, so now I hope that illusion is going to soak up a large amount of the damage I take, because I do not have a lot of shielding. I didn't get some, because I'm a clever bastard, but I did not get a lot. Now, those lasers... Oh, I do love lasers! I so love them lasers. I really, really do. They are my favorite weapon by far. Even if this is not the most effective weapon ever, I still adore it. Like, really. Now, I did not go for Illusion Cut again. I could have, because there's still one ship left. But even if it does go through one of my ships shielding, it will not do a huge amount of damage. While another persistence is going to repair some of the damage I take. And wow, I do not want to be this guy. Not one bit. Oh, I didn't make it in time. Oh well. See ya! Oh, this was satisfying. I am actually also very satisfied that I decided to remake this video cast, because as I said, the previous one was not bad, it was nice. Oh, fight again? Why not? Ah, bring it on. But this one feels more action-packed, it feels like I did a better job. My English was slightly better, by which I mean I was not stuck with a single sentence for 20 minutes. And so on and so forth. I'm, yeah, by all means satisfied. Now, the pirates do not know when to quit, which means that I'll try to maybe make this camera thingy work. Where are you? Now, if only I could tilt the camera the other way. Unfortunately, I have no idea how to do so. So now we are stuck with this awkward position. Well, oh well, maybe I can at least crank up some amazing explosions. So, already on F12, and... nah, I did not even dare, bother to crank up, it was not so amazing. Yeah, one thing that Endless Space is still the worst in Endless Space, unfortunately, camera work. I love Endless Space, but there is... Oh, how did I make this camera angle work? No idea. But yeah, this is the least functioning camera ever, unfortunately. This is the biggest downside of this game. I mean, it has amazing battle engine and it feels like a sin to not be able to use it. Anyway, let's keep moving. And as I thought, there is the Jovanus, it is a solar system. I cannot attack it because I'm not formally at war with them, but I can see that they have other systems in various places. They currently have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 systems. They are under attack by pirates. They have also a couple of... Is this another system or this is another fleet? I think this is another system, so they have 6 systems. Now this fleet, very weak. This fleet, weak. This one, weak. Oh boy, you know what is about to happen, don't you? Well, I do. First of all, however, I gotta get Dirty Tricks, because it is an amazing ability to have. What do I want to go for next? Park of Entrance, I love, but you know what, I also... Yeah, this is amazing. Fearless Fall, very, very important in late game, so I'm gonna grab it, just without any questions asked. Double Battle 1, very, very nice. A lot of stuff to do. So I believe that I'm just going to make sure that all newly colonized planets are exploited, because it is very important to do so. And I'm going to end right here without finishing the 10, because I'm hungry! I wanna eat! So, it was PANCZASU, the mighty mix power. If you somehow managed to enjoy my videocast, then please like it. Maybe even subscribe to my channel if you wish to see more. Also, please consider... what is it called? Oh yeah, consider leaving a comment below, because they do help me out a lot. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you online. L And you thought I forgot, didn't you? I know you did, because quite frankly I did. But now I remembered. Non c'è mi offso, meno offso. Run, devil, devil, run, run. It was supposed to be Pilgrim, not Devil. I went with the original lyrics by accident. Oh well, I did what I was supposed to. Torture you. Thank you for watching again, see you later.